righty. Thanks, Dan. Thank you. I want to thank you again for putting me on here today. And can everybody see my screen all right? How to plunder the pre-market with the London swing trade. Yep. Before we get started here, you've probably done this several times today already, at least twice. But put in where you live and what you like to trade. Hey, Daniel. I remember you from the boot camp. Yes. Washington, Forex. Yeah. You and Sarah. Great. Dan, Georgia. Bill likes ES and CL. Well, that's good because I love CL myself. I haven't traded ES too much. I did put a trade on this morning for ES and took it off. Wow. All right, let's get started here. Let's take a look at the disclaimer here. I am not a financial advisor. I want to make that perfectly clear. This is for educational purposes only, and there is risk in trading live money. So don't trade money that you can't afford to lose. Take a look at that, and let's get going. I've had a pretty good day today. Trading news, trading after the news, trading before the news. Did I miss a slide here? Are you unable to trade during normal market hours? That's what I want to know. A lot of people would like to trade. There's millions of people that would like to trade the markets but can't. Usually because of a 9-to-5 job or some other reasons that keeps them from trading during prime hours. If that's so, if that sounds like you, then stick around because I'm going to teach you one of my most reliable pre-market trades. But first, let's talk about the biggest obstacle most traders face during pre-market hours: volume. It's so much lighter during the pre-market that it can be difficult to identify commitments from buyers and sellers. Oh, that's good, Dan. Michael, you can trade all day. You're retired. So you might get up a little early though, huh? Most traders waste their time searching where to look for good pre-market trades. What you really need to know is when to look. And that's what I want to teach you today, is when to look. I've discovered that best pre-market trade setups are based on the London Open, which starts at 8 a.m. London time, which is 3 a.m. or Eastern time here in the US. Don't worry, you don't have to get up at 3 a.m. I'm hardly ever up at 3 a.m., but when I do get up, it's around 6, or at least I'm in the office by 6 o'clock, or I have the computers up by 6 myself. I start drawing support resistance lines as soon as the charts are up. Take a look at news, see if there's any news at whatever time I'm up in the morning. With these levels that I mark for between 3 and at that time that I'm up, I'll start drawing these lines here. I'm going to go over and show you exactly how I do it here shortly. So they make extremely reliable support and resistance levels because traders from around the world participate in the London Open every day. The second part of the trade is to identify swing trades that happen at these support and resistance levels. You put these two things together and you have reliable price levels created between the start of the London Open and before the US market opens. They're easy to identify, the swing trades here that happens at these levels, because price goes above it, price comes back down, below it, you get into the trade. And like I say, I'm going to go over that, and we're going to try to do some market replay prior to the market open. And I'll show you exactly how I do it. I did do one this morning. We have been running around a little bit, getting ready for this and some other things. But stick around and I will show you exactly how to do this. When you have all of this stuff together, you have your ingredients, all the ingredients you need for a reliable setup that I call the London swing. I'll show you a bunch of examples here in a minute, but first, who am I and why should you care what I have to say? Let me introduce myself in case you already don't know me. My name is Ted Posobiec. I'm a regular guy like anyone else. I was a commercial diver for 20 years. That is actually me on the bottom and establishing a down line so the top side guys can send tools and stuff like that down. We started working with ROVs probably about, and that's the ROV claw, 5-6 years after I started diving, and they became a real handy tool for us down there on the bottom, giving us light when there was visibility, and actually getting them to hand me the tools that I need or give me a push. I like to ride motorcycles, as you can see. I've also been trading stocks for now 18 years, back when I was diving. Most importantly, what I love about the lifestyle that comes with being a day trader is I don't have to work as long. Before trading futures, I used to work 10 to 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day minimum if I worked on the beach, 12 hours a day at a minimum when I worked offshore. But the hours offshore could be anywhere from 12 hours to 18, 20 hours in a day. Today, my idea of full-time is 2 to 3 hours a day. And I'm telling you right now, I am exhausted. It's time for a nap. I've been up a little longer today than I normally sitting at the computer here. But what I like about the 2 to 3 hours, I get to focus on what's important in my life. I also host the E-mini Insider Trading Room at WINvesting Monday through Friday, 8:15 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Here's what one of my students had to say about me. Ted Posobiec is a phenomenal trader and coach. He is truly driven to help his students achieve their personal goals. I was treading water with my trading for a long time, taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. But Ted has helped me turn that around by building on solid fundamentals. It's pretty amazing how quickly an account can grow when you're consistently profitable. Out of the last 20 trading days, I've had 2 losers, 2 break-even days, and 16 winners. My account is up over 50% in 30 days simply by cracking out base hits. It's pretty exciting. Wouldn't have happened without Ted's help. Rick R. from Wisconsin. Well, that's enough about me. Let's get back to the London swing, and I'll show you how this trade will help you plunder the pre-market. London swing. I'll trade this at any time after 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and up until the U.S. market opens. Gold opens up at 8:20. Bonds opens up at 8:20. 9 o'clock CL. Oil, that is, and 9:30 all the other indices, the ES, NQ, YM, TF, that's when I start looking at those trades there, and that's when I stop looking at them for the London swing. Not saying that you can't use the London swing into the open market, and I do that quite often, but there's another setup that I usually use once the market is open. So again, after 3 a.m., that's when I'll start looking if I'm up at that time, or actually when I start looking to start placing my support resistance lines, that's where I start. My starting point is at 3, and whatever the market is, if it's gold, I'll stop marking those lines at 8:20. Oil, I'll stop marking the lines at 9 o'clock. NQ, YM, ES, I'll stop that at 9:30. All the times referenced in this presentation are in Eastern Standard Time, New York time, so just be aware of that. Keep that in mind. Here's what you'll learn today. What is the London swing setup? Which markets I trade using this setup? How to know which swings are important and which ones you should ignore. We'll go over one of my favorite charts, how to master the trade in market replay, the London swing setup. The setup before the US market opens, that's what it is. So this is a setup that I look for when I come in, and I give you a little reason why I do come in early. It's not because I want to or I have to. I can't say I want to. I don't want to say I want to because I really don't want to. My wife runs a very successful daycare center, and she does run it out of the house. So when she gets up, I want to make sure I'm out of the house before the parents and kids start rolling in for that. So that is the reason why I'm up. So there's sometimes that she has to get up early, so I will get up even earlier than 5 o'clock. And I'm only a quarter of a mile from my house, so I can take my time getting here, which, you know, 3 minutes is a pretty long walk for me if I'm walking. But that would be the reason why I'm getting up. And I don't like just sitting here doing nothing. And if I happen to see a trade come on, that's why I take it. And I've been doing this particular trade setup now for over 3 years. The market's open. The metals and interest rates, I've already gone over that. They open up 8:20, so I'll run my time from 3 o'clock to 8:20 a.m. Energy opens at 9, so 3 to 9. Equities from open at 9:30, so I'll run my lines on the chart from 3 to 9:30. Again, all times are in Eastern Standard Time. I start looking back early in the morning. Again, you don't have to wake up at 3 a.m. Eastern Time for this particular trade. If you want to start trading at 5, 6, or 7, that's fine. Most of the time I'm up, and I try to get it in on a trade at between 5:30 and 6:30. Usually I can find something pretty good to get into by that time. If not, then I just let it pass. There are days that a trade will not set up, and that's okay. If I don't take a trade, there's no risk in me of losing any money there. I mark the high and low of the market at the beginning of the 3 a.m. Eastern Time, even if I don't start trading until 5:30 or 6. I look back at additional high and low levels after pullbacks. Here's a chart of CL, and we have the line right here is when I'm actually getting up. And computer on, ready to start looking back. I'll mark my high. This here is the 3 o'clock, my high and low, and I start setting lines in. You don't have to set all the lines in like I do to keep your chart a little cleaner. I'll show you what I do to keep the chart cleaner. After the London market opens, this trade may set up very quickly, 5 minutes, or it could take a few hours to set up. I'll go back to this. This trade here on this particular day, with the initial move up, we had a push up, a pullback, so I put my line in. The push down with the pullback, and I put this line in here. This one here did not get a setup until 346. The entry would have been right here at, this is really last year's chart. Look at the price of there. One tick below the line. That's where I'm going in. And it follows down. We'll go over all the setups here in a little bit, the exact rules for it. So there is, like I say, there is no real reason, need to get up at 3 a.m. just to put some lines on and wait. That's not my idea of, I get too distracted if I'm waiting around and feel like I have to get into a trade. The chart setup, we use a session template of 24/7. So the chart is always running, or you're looking back for a 24-hour period, 7 days a week. This is what the setting looks like on NinjaTrader. Session template and default 24/7. I'm going to try to grab one here. I just got a notice from Ninja so that you can see this. What I do is I come over here. Let's try to make this bigger. I'll come over here and everything is already done for me because I use it as a make it a template, session template, and I will run down and find the 24/7. Click that, and once that's done, I set that as default, and that would be set for all my charts that I use. I use it 24/7. At one point, I was using the session template when the market actually opened, but I want to see the whole time now. I had an indicator developed here that we'll be looking at that does that for me. It lets me start at 9 o'clock, 8:20, 9:30 also. So on NinjaTrader, again, default to 24/7. I like to keep my charts fairly clean. I'll be using on the chart here as a tick counter for sure and a toolbar shortcut at a minimum. I don't need anything else on there. I will have some EMAs occasionally on it, but for this particular trade setup, this is all I really need. So let's take a look at some charts. We'll pull gold over here real quick. Tick chart, they'll vary from different, they could even vary from day to day, but I like a 233, 377, and 610 on gold. Gold is about the only one that I'll swap, move up and down for different tick ranges. 233 seems to be working fairly well right now. This here is my London swing indicator, and I have that. I had it developed so that you can put in several different times, up to 10 different time frames. This one here for the London swing started at 3 o'clock and I ended at 8:20. You can change the way the line looks however you like. I have done a little changing on mine. I like to have a dash line that lets me know that it is the high, and a dot dash lets me know that is a low. And that's just so I know where the line is. If the line is always the same, solid line or a dash line, I don't know if it's a high spot or a low spot, and I want to know that. The key times are any time from 3 o'clock to 8:20, 3 o'clock to 9, 3 o'clock a.m. to 9:30. It's in between there. My favorite times are between 5 and, well, that's only because I'm up anyway, would be between 5 and whenever the market opens. Not necessarily trading at those times because I'm only in front of the computer 2 to 3 hours a day. I'm not sitting here waiting for a trade. If I see a setup, I'll put it in and I'll go do something and just let it go. There has been several here on this one particular chart for gold, but you can see it's pretty clean. The tick counter, I like my toolbar shortcut. Now you don't have to use the indicator if you don't have NinjaTrader. I'll show you how I just draw my lines on. Matter of fact, I'll take a chart and remove the indicator off from it, and I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit. But it does, the indicator does help. You know where the high and lows are at the time you're up, but you do want to come back from 3 o'clock to get the first push up and the first push down. Those are two of the main levels that I'm looking for, and then I want to see where price is at after that. Pull this out of the way. Now I want to get into the explanation of the London swing short. This is a short setup. This here's the initial drive. We have initial drive to the downside. I do have an EMA up on this. Don't really know what it is. 21 or 50 is what I like to have on this chart. You actually use a 9, 21, and 50 EMA. We have a green candle pullback. So once we have an initial drive push down, I have a green candle pullback. That's when I'll put my first line in. Now I'll place that first line in there. And here's the same chart. Here's initial drive. I have a green candle pullback. Place my line. Everybody get that? I need to push down wherever I get a green. If the push is down, I need a pullback. I need the candle to close green before I can place the line in. Now here's the next step. The candle has to close below the line. Once the candle closes below the line, I'm looking for the pullback above the line. That's my rules. There are different things that you can do depending on how you have your own rules set up, but this is what I do, and I wait for the candle to close above the line, and then I'm going to place an order 1 to 2 ticks below this line here to go short. The initial drive, a pullback, I place the line in. The price pulls below the line, comes back up, and I'm looking for a short 1 to 2 ticks below this. Now I'm going to go over an explanation of the the London swing on a long. Here's the initial drive going up. I have my pullback candle. Now I'll place the line in. The line goes, I use the wick on everything. There's the push up, the red candle pullback, place the line in. The close above the line, we have it right here. Now I wait for a close below the line, it comes in down here. And I'm ready to take a long setup right here. Everybody get that? Yep, thanks, Bill. You look at it as a breakout with a pullback. I need to have that pullback. I do not take regular breakout trades where somebody's going to put a trade here that you can see that some of them work, but too often they do not work. So I don't take the regular breakout. I'm going to wait for the candle to pull up, come back down, and then head back up. Place that order in 1 to 2 ticks above the line and let it go up. That's how I do all of these trades. If you're looking at this, well, you get a pull, you get a close above the line, you can make it where, and you would have to test this yourself, get into the trade when it pulls back to the line and then head back up. I personally like to wait for it to close below the line and then get up, make the move to the upside. On your short example, the trade was not taken as we saw that chart, correct? It would have been taken. It looked, we'll go back to it. Now, I'm not up any time before this. If I was up, I'd probably go to a 233 tick chart or something to see if I had a green candle somewhere in here. This one here could have been green. But anyway, coming down, the short would be down here. This one here did not work the first time. Depending on the ticks, there's better than 10 ticks. I'm only using no more than a 7. That one did not work right here. They're just showing where I'd be getting in, looking to get in. There might be some other reasons why I would not get in or get into it. This chart has a S level. Anybody that uses the pivot points, that could be a possible area to get in here instead of down here. But that's not the part that I'm looking at. I'm looking at this spot right here. I still like the short. You can see that the trend is down. If you were to draw a line from up here, catch all of them, the trend is down. So I do like the short side of that. That one just didn't work. Remember, once I have the initial drive, I will wait for the pullback, put the line in, whether it's a long or short. And then I need to, once I have the red candle for the long, I need it to close above the line, wait for a pullback down below the line, and then place my order in. 1 to 2 ticks above the line. My ATMs are different. I have different ones for several different things. Now, being in the morning, I like to get in and out really quick as any time until I build the account up for the day. And I go day to day for accounts. It's not something I'll take 3 to 5 ticks. I win a couple of trades or win a trade. I'll move that to 5 and 10. I do use ATMs on this particular setup. I do not have to use a OCO because I'm not bracketing. I'll bracket time trades, but let's bring the chart over here so I can show you that I have several different ATMs. I have the first number here represents how many ticks I'm going for with a 10 tick stop or a 7 tick stop. I do have one that I'll occasionally use with a 10 and a 13. That's usually for NQ or YM. I'll use that. It gives me enough time to move the 10 down to 20 ticks, 30 ticks, wherever I need to use it. A 10 tick and a 15 tick with a 7 tick stop, 3 and a 5 tick with a 5 tick stop, 3 and 5 with a 7. I like that the best for mornings. I've been using that one for a long time. 3, 5, 5, that's just an addition. 4 and 4 is what I use on bonds. 4 tick stop, 4 tick target. And usually I'll move the target to 10 ticks and have a 5 tick stop. I have a ATM of a 5 and a 10 with a 5 tick stop. You can see my stops are not that big. do not. There's only one there, and that this 13 tick stop is what I'll use for a $5 market. Here's a NQ trade that I like using. That one, a 10, 20, and an 8 tick stop. So my stops are not big. All my ATMs are 1 to 2 contracts, and when I come in, when I'm doing my setup, if I have this one here at a 10 and a 13 on any chart, whatever it is, because I'll put this one on a gold and CL2 also, but if I only want to go with one target, I might go with a 7 and a 10, and then pop this up to where I want 15, probably about a 7 and a 15 for a particular time. But because volume is so low in the morning, I'm looking to get short, quick, in and out, quick, 10, 20 minutes. You could be in a trade, but I don't want to take a big stop, because if I'm going to take trades after the market opens, I don't want to have I don't want to have to dig myself out of a hole before I start trading in the trading day. Does everybody know how to do their ATMs? If anybody's got something that they want me to go over on an ATM, I'll go over that. But I think if you're familiar with any of your trading platforms, you should have something that you like already. Those are the ones that I use. And again, I'll use them at different times, different ones at different times. If I'm up pretty decent for the day, I will go with wider targets. But I'm just getting 3 to 5, 5, 10, 15. It would be like in that order. Well, let's do some market replay. I'm going to go ahead and get the market replay, get the control center up here, shut down from the live market. And the reason why I'm doing it with market replay here is because we're past the London swing time frame, and we're going to go ahead and do some market replay prior to that. I'm only going to go back no more than 2 days. So connect market replay. And normally what I trade is gold and CL. They seem to move the best there, but that's not saying that I don't take trades off NQ, ES, or YM. If that particular market is moving good that morning and I can see that it's got a pretty good range, if the range is really tight, I kind of try to stay away from it. What I mean is, let's say the range is only 10 ticks. I'll stay away from the market. You'll find that a lot on bonds at certain times where you'll see a real narrow range. But if it's ranging real tight, I really don't want nothing to do with it. So let's escape here. We have CL. Let's go back to the 6th. And go to five. Let's just say I'm up at 5 o'clock and I come in and I start looking at the lines here. Let's go ahead and remove these. I'm going to remove this line here, this indicator, and just draw in the lines. First thing I want to do is find the 3 o'clock. I'll put a vertical line up if I don't have an indicator on it. Hit data. We've got 3 good there, and we'll hit 0, 0 there, 0 there. So this gives me my 3 o'clock candle. So from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what the initial drive was. This candle is pushing down, and I will use that 3 o'clock candle. And I'm going to take my line and I'm going to draw it right there, and it's going to be a dashed line. I've changed this a little while ago because I do like to have the dashed line on the bottom, and we have a push up with a pullback. And I want to put that in there also with a dashed line. Again, that just lets me know that I do have the push down and then a push back up. I am using, this is actually the 8, if you were looking at a 1 minute chart, this candle here could be the 829 candle. I'm using this candle anyway, regardless. At 3 a.m., that's the candle that I want to use. So I do have a push down, pull back. My line is established here. We've had a close below the line. We have a close above the line. Come back in. There is a short that did work. That was good for 24. This one here did not work for you, but you got 24. You might say the heck with it. But here's the thing. I'm not up, so I didn't take the trade. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. But I am up here. I have the line, this line here up, and this one here. And I have a short setting up right now. And we're in replay. I've got a 3 and a 5 tick stop. Let's see if I can change that. Let's go with a 5 and a 10. And that's how I would set up my ATM if I see that I don't particularly care for that. But I do like the 3 and a 5 with the 7 tick stop. That's my, like I say, that is my normal. We'll just go with that. 3, 5, and 7. And once the trade is in, I'm looking at that. I'm going to go do something else. I'll go on the other computer. I have 2 trading computers here in the office, and I will go do something there. Now, once I see that I'm in here, I can see that we have a low down here. I can bring this down, that second target, thinking that it's going to come down. Or you could run a fib level, see where the 50% is of that move. Bring your target at that particular point there. And the 3 ticks from where we got in is good there, and bring it down. For right now, we'll just go with what we've got here. Just click that, a 3 and a 5, and see what we can get. Does that make sense? Look for highs and lows, swing areas, pivot points, possibly even if you had a EMA on there, look at that. What I like about the trend from yesterday, or at 2 o'clock, we have been trending down. So I am good with the trade going short. I do like that. We'll speed it up, see if we can't get something here. I don't like running it too fast. If I'm practicing in market replay, there's our 3 and 5. So that's $80. That's $80 in a few minutes. Let's see how far it goes down. Now, once I have that, I'd be looking back to see if there is another possible entry. anytime these are not the only two lines that I would be looking at. Every time I get a push down below the first initial drive, you have this candle right here that breaks the level and you get a pullback. You could put a line there. Possible entry there, or it could be your possible target. Then take that line down here. You have a pullback here. A line can go in there and one down here. They could be target areas or possible areas for another short. If you miss this one, you could have gotten into this one. I like this short better than trying to take this one. Not saying that it's not going to work. I don't know. If this comes down, and the only way I'd want to take this trade here now is I've already won the one. I want to see price pull back up, and then I'll put a short in it. But I want it to close above this line, and then I'll get into it. I do not like taking one trade right after the other in the spot there. Now this here thing could just drive down all the way to the bottom here, which would be fine. But I'm not looking for the big runners right off the bat. I just want to make sure that I'm positive for the morning going into the day session. Now this one here did go down enough to give you at least 3 ticks. And it looks like it would have gotten you your 3 and 5 there also. If I had the line setting out here, it would have been my target area for the next one possible target. Now, with price coming down here, I do want it to go, once it comes down here, pulls back up here, I'll be looking for the short here. I don't like to have a lot of lines on it. I'm only looking basically where price is at right now and my next entry. My next entry is here, so the chart is fairly clean. I don't draw the arrows on my chart when I'm trading. If it gets real bad, just open it up and looking at the 3 lines there, I know where I'm looking for a short, I know where I'm looking for a long. The long would have to come up here. Look for the long to come up, break above here, pull back, and then 1 to 2 ticks above this line. Let's take a look at gold for the 6th. I'll leave these lines on. I come in, again, here we go. The initial drive is to the downside. I'm up here at 313. Put my line in. I want that a dot dash for that push down and my push to the upside. And I'll make that a dash. Can anybody tell me right now, from what I have told you, what do we have? Do we have a long setup or a short setup? Somebody let me know. Hey, Bill. I don't see a short setup. It's starting to form. There is a long setup for sure. I don't see a short. Here's the reason. Price needs to close below the line for me. It didn't close. It came past it, but it did not close below it. Not saying that it isn't a short coming up. It could. I might be looking at something else for taking a short, but I need price to come down below it, close, pull back, and then the short. My long setup is done. Price went up, pulls back, closes above the line, came back down. I'll be looking for a long right here. Darn phone, huh, Bill? So that's what I'm seeing. Right now I do not have a short set up until I get that close below the line and pull back up. Breakout guys, they're going to have an order sitting right here. 1 to 2 ticks below this ledge. I don't trade it that way. Now we get the close below the line. Once this price, if this price happens to close above here, I'll be looking to go short 1 to 2 ticks below this line. But price has to go, it has to close above the line for me. I'll speed it up, see if we can't get the trade here and try to stop it before it goes too far. I'm watching the tick countdown. Got 116 ticks, 15, 14. If that does close below, above, I will go short. It did not close below it or above it. Closed below it or right on it. I don't take the trade. I don't do, well, it's close enough. It has to be exact or I don't take it. It pushes down. Now that we have price here and we do get a green pullback candle, I'm going to place a line right here. Does everybody understand what I just did? Actually, you have one right here too. But it's close enough where if price pulls back above here, I can see this line here. I do not necessarily need to keep that in there. I do know that there's a possible entry here or here. I'd rather get in here than in here. But I'm looking for that price to come up back above this line to go down. And for this trade down here with that new low, I need price to close below it, pull back, and then take it short. I will put this line in here. Bill, I'll get with you in a minute here. And do like the 233 tick chart on gold. Better now because of the way the volume is, but there are times where I'll use it. Whoops, I need to stop that. Price went above the line there. I need to be short here. This is going to let me do it. It's 1 tick below. You can see that the price, it's because of this candle here. Price pulled back, pushed down, closed below it, pulled back up above it. So I will take that trade. I know I had it running a little quick. Should have got me in. There we go. And I've got a 5 and a 10 tick target with a 5-tick stop on this one. If I get taken out of this trade, I'll be looking at getting in 1 tick below the where I'm in right now. I must have got slipped or something. Usually at the beginning of at 3 o'clock is when the London market opens. And you do it, usually you'll get an initial push to the up, you'll get a push and then you'll get a reaction. And so that's what I want to know where it's at. And I like to use these 2 lines here. That should be a dash line. These can be locked, and I keep those in. Those levels right there, that first push up and the first push down, are valid all day long. All the other ones are not, to me, are not valid. I do not want to be trading, and I got taken out on that trade. So I'm looking for the short here, and we'll put the long up here. There we go. Lost one, 2 of them all together, and lost 1. That just keeps going. But the short side here is valid. I really want everybody to understand it and see what I had just done. Let me know if you have any questions on that. I'll try to get back with Ralph on his 3 o'clock open. Do you get the push? There's a push, usually a push up and a pullback. I am using the 3 o'clock on the 610 here for a push, and that drive was down, and then we push back up. Now at 8:20, that would start all over. I'd have an 8:20 start and do the same thing all over again. That's why I do that. I don't like going back too far because I would rather go on what is happening now. Let's take these lines off. Let's put the lines back on here. We got the 7th. We'll go to six. Take a look at gold again. We're going to do both gold and CL. So with the 3 o'clock, our initial push to the upside, going over this plenty so everybody gets a grasp of it. The 3 is push up, and I do have a short because it did break the low of this candle here, so I can put that in. If it's equal, I don't put it there. It's got to break the low. I'd really prefer it to close below it. So it doesn't. It does push down. I can put that in there. And I usually take and make a note of it. Did not break, close below that first push. But that's It's like a hand grenade. It's close enough on that particular one. I know I said I don't use it's close enough, but the price did push down. We do get a pullback. I'm good with that line there, only because it looks to me like it does want to come down below it. It's having some problems, and I think it's going to probably push down. So with that long here, let's push this over. What do we have set up? Also have a line here. Right now, what do we have? Do we have a, that's how I do that particular setting those up. You can use pivot points if you like, but that's the calculation on it is the first push up and a first push down. Once you get a green candle or a red candle, that's when I place the lines in. That's it. Nothing calculated out. It's pretty simple, straightforward. For this particular market here at what do we got? 6 o'clock. Right now we have a long setup, which would be one tick. You'd be in it here, but if you don't catch this, wait for it to push up and then do it, come back down again. We're up at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. And I'm just looking at the chart over right now. Might go take a look at what it's really doing. It's really going sideways here. And we could take the trade or just wait for it. But because I am up, I already have everything done. We'll take the trade. I'll fast forward it. And again, using a 5 and a 10 tick target. I see it, even though that this was prior to 6 o'clock. I want to make sure it was. Why is it not giving me? $6.53. I'm not getting any movement. Oh, looks like I don't have the data, and that's going to take a while for that to download. We'll go over today's chart. Sorry about, oh, I see what's going on there. Now maybe we can get it going. There we go. I had a little problem with Ninja there for a second. Does everybody understand the long setup that I have here? I do have a possible target up here at 96 even, and then coming up to 96.3. That's what I'm looking for the long. Just pretty sideways here. So I'm going to want to keep it a little tighter and maybe even just take 3 ticks, bring it down if we get in. If you had gotten in, looking at a 5-tick stop. And you'd be out now for sure. So the first time through before 5 o'clock did not work. Again, I would rather wait for the price to close up above it than do the same thing, start it over. take a look at CL at the same time. Again, I'll go ahead and grab the line here. Let's go to 3. Long setup here. That one worked. I do not have a long setup on this. This is backwards. That was good for a tick. The thing that I don't like about this is we're at the highs from the morning. I'd rather short it up here, even though it's giving me a long signal. This has to close up. Once that closes back up, I've got a order I can set there. I do have a short setup right here right now, because all the rules have been fulfilled. I got to close below it, push up above it, and now we're coming down. That was went 3 ticks, 4 ticks from this one here. No trade set up there. We'll let it run. If you have any questions while we're right here right now, please write them in, and we'll watch this here while it wants to do what it wants to do. I can speed it up. We'll see what we can get. Price did not close above it. We do have the long setup now here. Rather wait for this candle to close now. I'll wait for this one to close. Price went that back down below it. I don't have that trade. That trade's not there. Now, I did speed it up. We have a short setup down here. On gold. Finally get a close back above it. It's kind of hard running 2 things at the same time here. Try doing 3 markets at the same time. It's really difficult. A lot of doji, or a lot of wicks here. I'll run this. Looks like both of them got hit. Speed. I really went fast on the market replay. When you are doing market replay, do it at regular speed. Once you're in the trade, after you're in the trade, do your managing it, and then you can run it fast to see if it's going to go in your direction. Both of those did go in the direction. All right, let me get my slides back here. Hope that you got something out of that. I hope that you can, with what I give you, you can go in tomorrow and get something out of that. I really do. It's a trade that I'll do just about every morning. Once I see, I usually get something in the morning. Here we go. Today I've shown you the basics of the London swing trade, but that's only the beginning. Before you can master this trade, I need to show you more trade examples and teach you the nuances in different markets. And there's just not enough time right now to do all of that. Fortunately, I have captured everything you need to know about this trade in a short, easy to digest video that walks you through the trade setup step by step. Introducing the London Swing On-Demand video trading course. The London Swing On-Demand trading course is a 9 modules over 3.5 hours of instruction. How to trade the London Swing in 4 different markets: GC, CL, NQ, and YM. The best setups for each market, minimize risk with automated trading stop and targets. Multiple examples of both long and short setups. 3 charts you need to set up your workspace. How to enter, exit, and manage your trades. Personalized feedback in my live trading room to get all your questions answered. 90-day action plan gives you clear direction on how to master the trade. When you register today, you'll get all of the following 3 exclusive bonuses. Bonus 1, custom London Swing indicator used for NinjaTrader. That's the indicator that had the blue lines that marked it up there. You can put several different times in there if you'd like also. This helps eliminate guesswork. So you know where your highs are, your lows are for the morning, right when you get up. You know, you can also see where price is if it's in between that, right in the middle of the whole big range. You can see all of that without placing any drawing tools on it right away. It draws the highs and lows automatically and highlights which areas to focus on. This is a $500 value. Bonus 2, how to trade other people's money. Learn how to trade other people's money. OPM. Stop risking your own hard-earned dollars. How to get funded for at least $30,000 of other people's money. Discover the rabbit punch strategy for passing the test and getting funded. This is a $99 value. Bonus 3, the 610 trade. One of my favorites. This is a very powerful trade I use every day. Transition from pre-market to post-market open. Learn how to take and make 10 to 50 ticks per trade. This is a $300 value. So how much is of the 610 trade and the London Swing trade? They complement each other. They go together. It's very well worth it, both of those trades together. So how much is all this worth? I make on an average of $155 a day on the London Swing trade with a 72% win rate. That's what I net after commissions and losses. You're going to probably say, well, that's not enough. I'm only trading, a lot of times I'm only trading 1 contract. I just started going back to 2 again, and it's fine. Today I ended up making $70 on the trade, on just one that I took, only because there was other things going on. There was several others that had gone through. That's an average of $775 per week, $3,100 per month on top of my other trades. If I price the system at $1,500, it can easily pay for itself in about 2 weeks. But I'm not going to ask you for $3,100 or even $1,500. When you sign up today, get the London Swing on-demand trading course and all the bonuses for just $197. You can register now at www.winvesting.com/swing. Dan, could you put that into the chat box there for me? I'm so confident that you can find success with the London Swing. I'm going to take all the risk on me. Backed by my 90-day, 100% no BS guarantee. Sign up today, check out the entire course, trade at least 1 day a week over the next 3 months for 90 days using the strategies taught in the workshop, starting with just $5,000 in real or simulated trading account. After 90 days, if you have not generated at least $1,500 in real or simulated profits, show us a proof you took the action above and you'll get a 100% refund of the investment in the course. If you haven't signed up, maybe this will help. How'd you like to trade with me live every day? Here's the deal. I want to help you succeed, and you'll learn faster if I'm there with you to answer your questions and coach you through the trades. So if you're one of the first 15 traders to sign up, Fax Action bonus for the first 15 only, get 3 weeks in my trading, my live trading E-mini Insider Trading Room. Trade live with me Monday through Friday, 8:15 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See the London Swing trade in action, and we will trade it in a live market. I do use my live account. Get all your questions answered. There is no auto renew and no strings attached. So register now at www.winvesting.com/swing. Just 1 or 2 winning days will easily pay for the course itself. But don't delay because the clock is ticking. We invited over 10,000 traders to this event, and I'm only accepting at most 15 new students at this time. The reason is that I want to make sure that I can give you my personal attention and you'll get your questions answered. I do have something that I don't hear any other trade room do, is if you have a mic, I'll ask you if you have any questions, you write them in, or I can turn your mic on and you have the capability of talking to me one-on-one. We can share charts and I can help you one-on-one then with that. And I really think that that's a really valuable thing. I wish I had traders that I was learning from have that option to do that also. So this is not hype. That's why I don't like a lot of people in the room. We kind of keep it small. I will cut off the registrations after we hit 15. Remember, when you sign up today, you get the 4-hour London Swing on-demand trading course, custom indicators for the Ninja Trader, the 610 trade course, how to trade other people's money, in 3 weeks in my live trading room. You can register now at www.winvesting.com/swing. Any questions? What time frame is it? That's Eastern time, 8:15 to 10 Eastern. How's that? Anybody have any questions other than that? I think I got $197, Elaine. I want to thank everybody for sticking around, and hope you got something out of this, even if you don't sign up for the course. I think it was well worth your time. I know it was worth mine. So if there is if nobody has any questions, then I'm good. I want to thank everybody for joining me again, and nice seeing some of you guys there. Bill, for coming on in. Been a while. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Good, good, good. Yeah, you too, Bill. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much, Ted.
All right. Thanks, Dan. You have a good one. Everybody have a great one out there. Trade safe, trade smart. Keep your losses to a minimum.
Awesome.
One tick at a time, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you later.